You're not lazy, you're still addicted to an old identity that doesn't serve you well. And in this video, I'll show you how to build a new identity belief so that you are able to stay focused and achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. So you can go from feeling that you're lazy to actually becoming more disciplined by just one simple thing, which is changing the identity that you subscribe yourself with. You think you're lazy because you have all these ideas in your head and then you don't act on them. And you don't act on them because you just have a certain way of looking at things and the way you should approach the process of creating content. And you think to yourself that because you're not able to create content the way that you want to make it, your brain currently looks like this because of that. And you think it's because you're lazy, you are procrastinating, you are overthinking, maybe you don't have what it takes, you doubt yourself, and you think maybe you're not good enough. So you have all these negative thoughts, ways in which you are self sabotaging yourself. And when you self sabotage yourself, what happens is this self sabotaging habits and beliefs, they keep you attached to your old identity. And because you are attached to this old identity, it kind of reinforces these negative thought patterns. And this creates a vicious loop where you think you're not good enough and you're unable to act on whatever goals you set for yourself. And that makes you feel that you're not good enough and you're not able to achieve anything. And you start feeling that the people who are disciplined, who can go really fast from having ideas to actually acting on them and producing content, and their brain looks like this, that they have something that you don't have. And this is exactly the first thing that we will fix in this video. So here's what exactly happens. Between your old identity and your new identity, there is something that I call the middle. And this is the voice or your intuition or the voice inside your head that sometimes calls you on your bullshit. So even when you tell yourself that I need a better system, or I need a better mic, or I need to do a course on editing videos, or I even had a friend once told me that she doesn't like her face. So when they have all these different kind of thoughts, they feel that if they were to fix all these things, that's when they'll be able to create content and get more confident. But then you have this voice that will always tell you that you don't need more systems or you don't need to learn editing. You just need to trust in yourself and be willing to take the first step and start from a point of view of having the courage in yourself and not really starting from a point of feeling perfect. But this is really hard because when you spend so much time here, you can't even imagine. And so, what we will do in this video is if we can find a way to give more power to your intuition, let's call it intuition. So, if you can give some power to your intuition, and anytime you have self sabotaging thought that wants to keep you here, if you can get yourself to think about what your intuition truly tells you and do that instead of staying stuck here, it's going to make it easier for you to slowly move in this direction. And one of the ways you can start to slowly practice and do this is by creating some mental reframes for any time you have negative thoughts. So let me show you what that means. So your old identity, anytime it tells you, I am lazy, I want you to catch it in that moment and ask yourself that if it's actually true. And if it's not true, if you know for sure it's not true, then I want you to tell yourself immediately in that moment, recognize that thought and realize what your brain is trying to do, which is like it's trying to protect you in that moment, and then reframe it in that moment. And so when your brain tells you you're lazy, you can reframe as something along the lines of, I am overwhelmed. And because you're overwhelmed, because you don't have enough information and you don't have like the right system. And so you get so overwhelmed and you're not able to take the action. And so this will give you a lot more kindness towards yourself, and it'll make you more motivated enough to actually associate yourself with your new identity. Similarly, if you find yourself being hard on yourself and saying that I don't have what it takes. This is very common. I used to feel that as well. I used to think that I really don't have what it takes to talk on camera. And what helped me was that I told myself that I just haven't spent enough time doing it. So you don't have what it takes because you haven't spent enough time doing the thing. When you haven't spent enough time doing this, how can you expect yourself to be really confident? Of course, your brain is going to tell you that you don't have what it takes because you haven't tried it, right? Another thing your brain might throw at you would be there are so many people better than me. Every time you think that there is someone who's better than you at doing the thing. So let's say you want to create YouTube videos or you want to create singing videos and you think, well, there's like so many singers, why would anyone listen to me? You have to tell yourself that, but it hasn't been done by you. So you are unique, and anything that has been done by other people, it still has not been done by you. And that is your superpower. So you have to lean into your uniqueness. And that uniqueness, the more you lean into it, the more you'll feel confident in pursuing your goals and creating content, producing, taking on new projects, whatever it is you want to do. Another self sabotaging thought your brain might throw at you would be, but I always start and quit. Because maybe you have tried few things in the past and you expected results too soon and things didn't go your way. And so you just think that you always start and quit. And so now you're even scared to take the first step. So in this case, you can tell yourself, but I am in the process of discovering myself. Apologies, I don't have the best handwriting. So I'll give you my example. I started creating YouTube videos for personal finance, and then I used to make Instagram reels on budgeting. And after that, I used to create content related to consistency and gym. And then I tried portrait photography. I started that business. I still have that. So I do portrait photo shoots on the side. But anytime I did not like something that I was doing, I told myself that I don't have what it takes and that I always start and I quit things. But what's actually happening is every single thing that I tried, I learned from it and I discovered myself and I truly felt and I truly found what I really like. And what I really like is like I had always been passionate about doing something creative and I really love psychology. And so, what I'm doing right now, like sharing the insights, I'm taking a life coaching course and sharing all the insights that I'm like learning from the course so I can help you all out. It's like every single thing that did was like kind of like taking small steps and getting better. Creating the content related to personal finance helped me, how to script videos. Then when I was creating hiking videos, it made me comfortable talking on camera, making outdoor videos. And so creating gym content helped me staying consistent and consistently working out. I'm actually at my 92 day of workout today. And so I'm trying to do this 100-day challenge. And so you learn. And so you can tell yourself that instead of telling yourself and being hard on yourself and leaning into your old identity that tells you that you always start and quit, you can tell yourself that I'm in the process of discovering myself and you're learning. Why be hard on yourself? What are you going to gain out of being hard on yourself? Not going to help you at all. This crap, it's not going to help you. This is where we want to be. And trust me, it's life is really better when you come to this point. Now, another common one is I am not good at anything. I have this discussion with a lot of friends who are unhappy with their 9 to 5 jobs, and they have somehow accepted that life because they feel they are not good at anything else. Now, it would have been totally fine if they had accepted this life or their 9 to 5 because they genuinely enjoyed it and they were like, "Oh, I love my job. I don't have any reason to find another job." But if the reason for staying in the job is because they feel they are not good at anything, then I think how can you possibly spend the next 30, 40 years of your life and not expect to be miserable with every year that passes by? There's simply no chance. If you're unhappy today, you're going to be miserable tomorrow. And let's say right now in your 20s and you don't have any responsibilities, you have all the time in the world to actually make a difference and make something of your life and do something that's interesting on your own terms and build a life on your own terms. But the only reason you're not starting is because you think you're not good at anything else. Then what you can do is you can try to tell yourself that I am curious enough to try different things and really maybe journal a bit or go for long walks. I really enjoy walking meditation. So anytime I go on walks in the evening, I try to don't carry my AirPods and I try to think about new ideas or my life and all those things. And so if you think you're not good at anything and if you think that you don't have any ideas, what you can do is you can try journaling, you can try to go on walks, you can lean into yourself and try to figure out what you're curious about. What was something that you used to like when you were a kid? What was something that you do in your free time apart from your 9 to 5? And if you don't do anything else, that's great as well. Maybe you like solitude and like not doing anything, but it gives you a lot of opportunity to, you know, just try different things until you figure it out. The first thing that you try doesn't have to be the thing that you will build your life upon. So, a lot of times, if you have two options, the first option is to not do anything. And then the second option is to maybe try creating YouTube videos. Maybe you don't like it, and that's okay. So, instead of saying I'm not good at anything else, you can tell yourself that I'm curious enough to try different things. And that way, you will figure out what you enjoy. And what you enjoy is going to be the thing that you're good at, like naturally, because it's something that calls to you. And by the way, never think that something that is easy for you is easy for other people as well. And so, for example, you might be really good at cooking and you might assume that everyone else is good at cooking, or you might be a really organized person and you might assume that everyone else is organized person. But that's simply not how it works. So lean into something that you're good at without the assumption that everyone else is good at that as well. And so, of course, you have value and you can always find something that you're curious enough about and that you're good at to teach other people. And when you will work on doing these mental reframes, you will realize that this part of you will slowly start to die and this new identity will slowly start to take over. And the only way this is going to happen is you have to get into the habit of not letting the self sabotaging part of your identity take over and always try to reframe the thoughts in the moment. I still do it every single day. When I wanted to start creating videos, talking head videos, this is the first video that I'm making. I was thinking to myself that it's going to be really time consuming. Do I really want to do it? And I told myself, well, I'm trying, and I'll see what kind of format I really enjoy. And so there's no harm with trying different things. And now that I'm doing it, I'm really enjoying it. So when you don't give power to this and when you reframe the thoughts, as soon as you get them, it's this part of your identity will die and this part will take over. So I hope this video helped you. And let me know in the comments what you liked the most about this video. And please like the video if you enjoyed this. Subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next video. And oh, by the way, let me know what topic would you like to watch the video on next. So I will create the video related to that topic. All right, that's all. See you in the next video.